Yes. We get more recruit population, which we don't actually need right now, so I think we're fine going with tribal integration, which does give us 0.5% recruit population. Also gets us closer to actually coring Eritrea to make sure they will not declare war on us when we go to war Somalia. But the way I'm looking at these focus trees, I think we're still at least a year, maybe a year and a half away from going to war with Somalia. And Legionnaire Italy, I can't imagine you're going to survive for too much longer. If the SRI actually manages to claim Milan, then I think they're going to get a majority of the war score. And probably annex the entire country. Yeah, they did take Milan. Yeah, which means they take the majority of the territory. Venice does still exist. And they're mostly under the Austrian sphere of influence now. Do we upgrade our rifles? No. We go down to 2, and we start slowly making infantry equipment 1. But we're not going to immediately switch all of this over. Otherwise, we're going to be taking a massive penalty. Which we do not want. Either their infantry weapon 1 is better than having no guns whatsoever. More cap is not really what we're needing right now. We're not making anything other than basic ass infantry. So, you know, let's go for improved infantry equipment 1. Yeah, this is 1938 now. We can get both of these done without any actual penalties. The Federation. Okay, so you're at war with Mysore in the south. We'll see if the Dominion of India or the Party Commune want to maybe push some advantages there. But I'm assuming none of them actually have enough troops to actually declare war on anybody yet. No, they're actually all just at war with Nepal. Okay, so Poland has gone for a republic, which usually will mean that they'll end up joining up with the Russians at some point in the future. And I don't believe any of you are doing anything that would cause you to declare independence from the Reichspakt. You know, I do think the CSA is going to end up just winning this war in the long run. Apparently this is actually owned by the American Union State. Apparently they annexed that territory after the fall of the federal government. You think this would go to the PSA, but apparently not. Tribal integration has finished. Next we'll go for officer integration. That's not our territory, that's Hungary. Let's build factories down here. Like, we actually are going to run out of building slots. Sooner than I would definitely like. And we're actually going to probably run out of steel. We might need to import more very soon. Military Republic says Nationalist Poland. Yeah, but I mean, Nationalist Poland joins up with Russia in order to beat Germany. Typically. At least that's what I've, you know, normally have seen. They do get crushed right away by Germany because they're completely surrounded on all sides by hostile powers. Okay, Guatemala join a liberal pact. Okay, so we got the liberals against El Salvador, basically. So if El Salvador either wants to join up with the liberal pact, or if they're just going to be invaded by every one of their neighbors. I have a feeling they're going to get killed by all their neighbors. Argentina looks like they're going to lose. Brazil is just social democratic, which usually will mean that they are going to end up joining either with the Reichspakt or the Entente. And Norway joining Entente. Okay, so you've joined your way with the Entente, which means you are going to be immediately killed by Sweden when the war comes. And there's been a coup in Bulgaria, which is not surprising at all. But once you're done, do I just rush to getting those cores done? Core Eritrea, and get our 2 naval bases? Why does Chile RC always looking to switch cheese? That's just a Hearts of Iron 4 problem. That's not because of Kaiserreich, that's just because of Hearts of Iron 4. The same thing happens in the base game with Japan and Manchukuo when they invade their way into China. It does that also, this like weird the Swiss cheese pattern. I'm not too sure like why it happens. It just always does. But it's just a Hearts of Iron 4 problem. Brazil can only join the Entente if they go integralist. I don't think I've ever seen Argentina ever actually join the Entente. Yeah, let's get these naval bases. Let's start actually reducing something other than infantry equipment. Probably one dockyard on convoy and then one dockyard on submarines. Assuming, of course, we have any do we have any Navy tech? No, we don't have. We don't even have the research ready to go for this. So maybe we'll just go only for convoys instead. Portugal's actually doing a decent job against Middle Africa. They're about to take over all of South Africa. They are losing Mozambique. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Argentina just go like the democratic path. I mean, well, actually, is Argentina winning the war? It looks like they're going to kill the Patagonian Workers Front. Your firepower is done. You're now very expensive, which I know means I don't want to take you right away. Let's go for the 39 industry tech now. Okay, it looks like Middle Africa did end up losing the war. They didn't get any actual territory out of that. Does that mean you're going to collapse? You're negative 25% stability right now, but I think it's negative 40 or negative 50 when Middle Africa actually collapses. Okay, so 10 days left until you. Yeah, we're just going to integrate them and then push our way through all this. Yeah, because I mean, looking at this stuff, you still got a while to go. You at least have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is at least 200 days between these 4 focuses and whatever time's left on this. Okay, failing to join the International. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. We might actually even see like a Russian International war over Finland. Doesn't usually happen very often, but, you know, it might end up coming true. I mean, usually it only happens because of Ukraine. If Ukraine goes syndicalist, then you're a lot more likely to see Russia and the International go to war over it. How many guns are we missing? We're actually not missing any guns right now. So I'm going to actually completely switch over. And dockyards, yeah, let's make... Wait, there's only one... I thought we were getting 2 dockyards. 2 dockyards in Eritrea. There is 2. But I guess because you're not a core territory, we don't get all the factories. Yeah, we'll just build you. And do we have any of these parts? We actually have a lot. I mean, which one's the cheapest? 3,500, 1,800, 400. We don't have the fire control module for this ship. You know, let's start building up some Field Creek era cruiser hulls then. They're a little expensive, and we'll probably not ever see one of them actually get deployed in the game. But who knows? We're missing one. Yeah, one steel. I don't think enough to trade a factory away for. And Austria has died, or Hungary has died, I should say. And which path are you going towards? Are you going to do military? Looks like you can actually. We can't do status quo. Looks like you can go pluralist, or you can go for the military occupation. We'll see which way you want to do this. I mean, they haven't released Hungary yet. So I'm not too sure. Okay. Usually I think they would release Hungary by now, but they decided not to. We can actually have 4 more units ready to go here as well. And how long will this take? We're missing 2,800 guns. It's going to take 175 days. Okay, actually not that bad. There is Hungary in the focus now. Okay. So the Dutch have had a coup. Okay, got a new flag for protocol. Let's see what the Dutch end up doing here. Probably join the Reichspakt, would be my guess. It seems like the most logical choice for them. And in 6 days, 5 days, we will not have to worry about Eritrea rising up and trying to kill us. Which I'm a fan of. I do like not dying. You're not really that meaningful to me. You're also not that good. Air Force and Navy doesn't mean anything though. So I guess let's go for better infantry equipment. Okay. You are now core territory, which means I should have access to... Why do I not have both dockyards? Is it because something's being used for consumer goods? I'm actually not too sure. The Dutch will likely get a revolution? Okay. Okay, but now that that has been dealt with, we are now 70, 140... We're honestly still about a year away from going to war with Somalia. I mean, that's not so bad. You know, 1939. Just as the Second Weltkrieg's beginning. I mean, in like a month or so, Ottomans and the Egyptians are going to be at war with one another. We're going to liberate Cyrenaica. And you're going to embrace pluralism. Okay, so you're not going to go for the military dictatorship route. And Greece is now at war with the socialists. Typically, the socialists are going to lose here. A counter-revolution in Chile. So it means Argentina has won their war. Apparently, France is actually still getting volunteers, but I'm sure they're probably getting recalled very soon. And you all have gone social conservative. The American Union States not having like a great time right now. Actually, the socialists are actually doing surprisingly well. 5 to 21 against 4 to... They actually might have more troops. Okay. We'll see if they can end up winning their war there. And And what do we want else to research? We could even go for like the 1939 rifles. But they're more expensive on steel. Which kind of means I don't want them. We'll go for construction first. If they cost more steel, then it means we have to import more raw materials, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because we're already missing one steel. Importing, well, we have 4 factories, so it's going to be 4 more steel. Well, 13. Yes, I guess we could do that without, like, too much problems. Hello, Carly, welcome to the stream. Okay, next, let's go for the governorship question. We're gonna see decent population. We currently recruit 4% with just limited conscription, which is pretty good. Quam has risen up. People join the Reichspakt. Yeah, nothing too surprising there, I would say. Another major war has broken out in China. And you join a Zili clique. You're aligned with the Qing here. It doesn't look like Canada actually wants to intervene right away. And the CSA, they pushed a little bit, but actually haven't pushed that far into enemy territory. And CNT actually did manage to take Madrid. They're a fair bit, but how much better are they? Can I compare? No. I mean, I can, like, click back and forth. Actually, no, I can't compare. Okay. So I get 22 goes up to 29. 6x. I mean, that's actually a pretty decent jump. Piercing goes up a little bit. Heart attack goes up a little bit. Yeah, actually, they are just better overall. So yeah, we'll actually research that next. I guess in 75 days when one of our industry techs here are done. Oh yeah, they might have that focus. You're right. American refugee crisis. Hindered American trade. Well, I mean, they've got to do crossing the border, right? And I'm not too sure if they've... we don't know how far into this tree they've actually gone. And the governorship question. It's time to decide who will govern the various provinces of the Ethiopian Empire. There are a few options. We can either allow the people to elect governors, we can allow the negus to appoint them, or we can allow the nobles to govern their own land. Yeah, well, we're going to be elected by the people, because if you want to go for, like, the democratic route. And Albania has declared war on Greece. See what Albania wants to do here. I don't know why Albania has decided to just attack. It'll probably lead to the socialists losing the war and probably, like, regular Greece ending up winning. That at least would be my guess. Okay, get 10% more stability. Royal Army. Okay, you're actually doing this stuff now. Which, I mean, is okay for me, because it delays the time for you to attack us. And the Esrides actually declared war on the Venetians. Even non-aggression pacts, we actually don't have any long Albania. I guess, yeah, they do have core. They would claim down here. Do they claim Corfu? No. They just want Epirus. Yeah, I don't think Venice is going to last too long here. 3-9 against 4-32. Afterwards, we'll probably see a war between the two Sicilies and the SRI as well. And Shaanxi. I mean, the Qing are fighting kind of like a two-front war. I think the Shaanxi has lost a lot of land, though, so we might see them just end up losing. And it depends on whether or not Japan also intervenes in the Chinese war. Because if Japan intervenes, the Chinese United Front will end up forming. Also, it's November and the war still hasn't begun. Definitely a little delayed here. Permanent feudal borders. Let's go for some tax reform as well. But I'm hoping before the second Krieg we'll at least have killed Somalia. And it looks like Middle Africa has secured their position. They will not be collapsing anytime soon. And other than that, coordinate with the peninsula, Mecca and Medina are going to get some unrest. Beijing has fallen to the Fethin government. And Roman von Eugen-Sternberg, still currently in charge of Mongolia. And what do we want here? Chief of Navy. I mean, Chief of Staff. Max entrenchment about 7% is not horrible. You know what? Get me actually to organization, because we're still facing the levy problem right now. Yeah, 4 to 10. I mean, even at Somalia at maximum power, we still double their army size. So that's pretty good. And if you're watching the stream right now, I do recommend following if you're not already. Yep. And, you know, if you want to help support the channel financially, you can either hit the subscribe button for $4.99 per month, or for free if you have Amazon Prime. You know, just putting that out there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The Kurdistan's at war with the Ottomans. Wrote the Damascus link. Tax reform. The Empire of Ethiopia has never in its entire history formalized an official tax code. In order to westernize, we must begin reformation and finalization of our tax code. There are a few options. We can listen to the people and institute land tax. It will fall primarily on the rich landowners. We can listen to our Western advisors who advise us to copy progressive taxes from the European powers, or we can listen to the nobles and institute a low flat tax. So yeah, land tax around political power. You know what? Yeah. Give me 100 political power, thank you. Follow that up with another 15% stability. I do need more stability for the country. And the war against the Ottomans has finally broken out. So Kurdistan, you might actually get to survive a little bit. If you're lucky. We'll go for 1939 rifles. We will follow that up. I guess we'll go for a land doctrine. Yeah, and Yemen has declared independence. And we'll eventually end up joining up with the Cairo Pact, yes. No, that's Syria. Syria's joining the Cairo Pact now. Szechuan has declared war on the Qing as well, so I think the Qing are just going to end up losing this pretty quickly. And now you've also gone to war with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are at war with a lot of people right now. Actually, Japan declared war on the Qing government, so never mind. They might end up winning still. Japan, if you had just stayed out of the war, you would actually probably have survived much longer, because now everyone, you know, Hunan. Actually, well, you two are fighting, so actually it might end up to some weird situations. We'll see who joins up with the United Front. Szechuan cliques declared their neutrality. They'll probably all join up with the United Front in a moment. I'm surprised. Okay, no. Nej is now at war. Muscat is, yeah, they're a puppet of the Ottoman Empire. Won't last for too long, I would say. Yeah, the Chinese United Front has now formed. Mongolia and Tibet are not. In Mongolia, it makes sense because they're not actually controlled by anybody who's. And then the actual ties to China. And Canada has actually now intervened in the Civil War. And actually, at war with the American Union State as well. Okay. So I'm guessing you've backed specific states. For America, land reform. Yeah, supporting the Pacific government. Mongolia actually declared war on the Qing as well. So Mongolia is actually throwing their throwing their hat behind the Japanese here. I think Mongolia is just going to end up killing the Xinjiang clique. I mean, how many troops do you guys actually have? 2 to 14, 4 to 20. $19 to 49, 30 to 157. Thank you for the follow.